I will be using a geoboard to discuss how they can be used as a manipulative to determine area, which would be in a grade 6 lesson of shapes and space and using direct and indirect measurements to solve problems. So as students should have learned in grade 4 how to determine the area of a rectangle just by counting the squares. So in this rectangle right here, for example, students should have learned, if you use a transparency, how to count the number of squares to determine area. So in this rectangle right here, there would be 6. 1, 2, 3, all backwards again, 4, 5, 6, square units. So square is key, and they would have counted them up. As well, the formula for area, which should have been discussed and kind of derived in grade 6, would be base times height. So if we count the number of squares within this rectangle, we would count 1, 2, 3. So that would be 3 for the base, and the height would be 1, 2. So times 2 equals 6 square units, which would be the same as if we just counted to determine the area. And now in grade 6, we determine kind of areas of more complex shapes. So say we had 2 different shapes here, and to determine which one had a larger area, we could just count the squares as we did first of all with this rectangle. Or we could calculate the area using base times height formula, but dividing the shapes into kind of 2 parts to make it a little easier to determine the area. So first off, if we wanted to determine the area of this shape right here, we could divide right here. And then we'd have a base for this shape, a kind of larger shape right here, a base of 2. And the height would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 times 4 would be 8 square units. And then if we wanted to determine just the area of this little part remaining, which is divided right there, we would do 1, 2, and then that would be the base, and the height would be 1, because as we see, there's only 1 unit. So that would be 2 times 1 equals 2 square units. So if we add our 8 square units with our 2 square units, we would have an area of 10 square units for this shape right here. If we divided this shape into 2 parts, so we'd have this kind of rectangle right here and this smaller square right here, we would have a base of 2 units and a height of 1, 2, 3. So 2 times 3 equals 6 square units. And then we still need to determine our tiny little piece right here, and it is only 1 square unit. So 6 plus 1 square unit equals 7 square units. So then we can determine that this shape right here has a larger area, and this is just kind of one way you could use a geoboard manipulative to determine and demonstrate how area is calculated.